Testing, 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 test, 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 test. Oh yeah. Excitement. It's one of the. It could be live. It might be pre-recorded. We really have the Futurama meme for that, shouldn't I? Right. Is the? Oh, I think we are. I think we are. It should be all right. Can you hear me? Okay. Is everything? Am I? Is it making me shut up every few seconds, or is it working better this time? I hope it is, but working better. It was working better earlier. Good. That's good to hear. Loud and clear. Fan freaking tastic. Hello. Ask a yes or no question. No. Oh, okay. A yes. Oh, wait. Ask a yes or no question. Um. What? Well, that's a bad start, isn't it? I guess I don't know. No, you could do that, couldn't you? What's the name of the band that did Roundabout in some year? Oh, that's a yes or no question. There we go. No. Fair enough. How is everybody anyway? Do you have a good weekend? Entertaining Monday? Let me just to check the interactivity. I'm going to throw out a boring old test question. Can't complain. Empirically, I would suggest that's not true. By testing, see what that does. Right. Just checking. Right. Okay. Right. Hopefully the instructions have come up. Virgin Media have been exciting this evening. They have, actually. I'm on Virgin Media as well. Other broadband operators are available and probably better. I had a bit of a it had a bit of a wobble half an hour ago, and as a result, I had a bit of a wobble. But I think it's all right. Let's just check. I'm gonna do this test question. Here we go. Here goes the test question. Right. Okay. Testing. Yeah. Good. Other internet providers are more available. Yes. Quality. Right. See if that. Oh, very interesting things are happening on my feed, to be fair. But I'm hoping that's just because things are skew if my end rather than everybody else's end. Taking rather a long time to count down to 0. Let's. Do I click on it? Oh, it doesn't even register my answer. Quality. Well, I can't play along, but that doesn't matter. Right. Two people successfully clicked on yes testing, so that's a good sign, I suppose. We'll do that again. See what happens. Uh, Try it again. It's just crashed. At some point, it's going to crash halfway through the quiz. I know it's going to happen. There's not a lot I can do about that. But I'm hoping to happen. Right. Good. People can still hear me, right? One more stab at this. Right. Here was a string of terrible phonemes. Right. Let's have another stab at that. Right. I'm gonna start the game. Good. Right. Okay. It's lagtastic my end, but hoping that's just me. Close down everything I can. Answer. Oh, that's better. Probably is just me then, which, like I say, it's fine because there is lag. There is lag. There is lag nag. I realised if I were to try and push this a bit more on social media, then I would have to use hashtag lag nag, right? Perfect. That's either genius or terrible, and as most things in this quiz are. So right, let's just check the results, and they will pop over my face because that's how I roll. Those of you playing the drinking game have to drink there. Congratulations, Gigantobear, for successfully remembering the answer to the test question. And honourable mentions to Klezor and Jarvis Ben. Outstanding work. Right. And excellent. We also have Mike Conterio, Ian Cairns, and Andrew James Clark. Delightful. Right. End that. Excuse me. It's, ironically, the one time it's not muted is when I have to cough. How's my Monday? It's been all right. It's been busy things happening at work. I've been writing a quiz, bizarrely. I don't know. You couldn't have predicted that. Did anybody do anything exciting at the weekend that we could discuss rather than me rambling? Redacted happened at work. It was redacted. It was indeed redacted, particularly due to the redacted. Another. Let's anything on the weekend. Well, in fairness, I think that's what the weekend's for, isn't it? It's time for a bit of relaxing, not having to do anything. Right, we'll run that test again. It's alive! Yes. Bolts in my. Oh no! Oh, that wasn't a thing. Right, I'm going to have another stab at the overlay. Oh, hello. Encoding overloaded. I don't think it looks like it's all right. Nothing bad's happened to me. No. You rewired your coffee machine. Outstanding. Wait, hang on. You had to survive without a coffee machine. I'm very impressed. Drink cold brew. Yeah. Well, that's a thing, isn't it? Nitro coffee. That's a thing. I've had that. It's quite nice. I don't normally drink coffee. I'm I'm a tea man. That's what I drink. I have internet and coffee yet. Wait, does what have internet and coffee? By the way, test question. Of your own making. Like instant. Oh, it's like Internet of Things. You put your coffee machine on the Internet of Things. Excellent. Right. Let's have another look at this. It starts with T and ends with T and has lots of T in the middle. T. Reveal answer. Bang. What testing? Right. Everybody else bored of the test question, I assume. Teapot. I see what you did. Cool. Right. Ah. We have. Oh, this is. It's all change at the top of the leaderboard. Got Andrew James Clark. Congratulations to you, Stinwom. Welcome to you, Stinwom. Jarvis Ben, Gigantobear, Zapiton. Right. Okay. I think it's nearly 8:05, isn't it? So get rid of that. And going on here. It's band under athletics. Eighth athletics. Oh, I see. Right. You're assuming that somebody's gone to all the trouble of performance enhancing drugs and they're wasting that talent on this. Stranger things have happened. I remember when Lance Armstrong turned up to this quiz. That didn't happen. Right. I think it is just about time. Sports are postponed. That is true. Lance Armstrong does have to do something with his time. So presumably what he would do instead is turn up here. Well, I suppose it'd be more appropriate for some sort of jockey, right? You're back. Excellent. You're just in time. Just in time for this. Hello! Hello, everybody! Ah, Lag Nag's made it back in time. Back in time to be chastised for misspelling the word allotted. You're a very naughty horse. You are. Anyway, welcome one and all. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you had a nice Monday. There's quite a lot of lag on my stream. It's just started playing the intro video. Excellent work. I should probably get. I'll just leave it up. Whatever. So, hello everybody. This would normally be the Queen Edith quiz, or at least my role within the Queen Edith quiz, but of course that's not happening. So instead we have Lag Nag's quiz, the quiz where Horse writes the questions and all I do is read them out. If you feel like making a donation to charity, and if you're able to, then go ahead and feel free to do that. Otherwise, don't. So, let's have a look. Let me just consult the auto cue here. So I am using Quiz Kit. Anybody who's not played before and has not had a chance at the test questions I was throwing out just before, there'll be another chance for a test question, but there should be some instructions below the video. And if you follow those, you should be able to activate the Quiz Kit and play along. Mobile users, you might need to switch to the Quiz Kit tab on the Twitch app. If you're trying to access via the browser, it's probably going to be a struggle. Close any internet-heavy services you're not using, and if the interactivity breaks, which it has precedent for, then don't worry. I know that you are all amazing quizzers, even if Twitch doesn't. Feel free to discard the interactive element and play along regardless. there's only one thing left to do, which is to introduce Lag Nag. Hello. Now, Lag Nag's been driving me crazy over the weekend because Lag Nag's picked up a new hobby, and that hobby is doing impressions, and it's getting really, really annoying. Isn't that right, Lag Nag?
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds.
It's just really annoying. It is a hobby horse. You're exactly right. Picking up lots of annoying hobbies. So it's been dreadful being in the shower and hearing Winston Churchill blaring out across the house. So I don't know if you're struggling with lockdown, but think how much worse it would be with a horse doing impressions of Winston Churchill. Just the worst thing. Right, for those of you who have not played before, now is the chance for a test question. Hooray! It feels like that deserves a sting. Yeah! Right, so for those of you who have not played before, here's how it works. Each question is worth 10,000 points. The longer you take to answer the question, the fewer points it is worth. If you get the question right, you will earn that number of points. Get the question wrong, however, and you will lose that number of points. So if you don't know, you can just let the question time out. That is an option. But otherwise, if you're feeling confident, then go for it. So first up, just to test that your setup is working, Lag Nag's got a test question for you. And here is the question. So first of all, this is a test question for me as well, because I have to check to figure out how to do it. Right, so Lag Nag, as I said, has been trying to do lots of different impressions this week, and wants your opinion as to what impression to learn next. So here we go. Question this week, the test question this week is, which impression should Lag Nag do? The theme tune to this quiz, a horse impression, Jonathan, or Agent Smith from The Matrix? Those options again, the theme tune to the quiz, a horse impression, Jonathan, or Agent Smith from The Matrix. There we go, I've set it going. Due to the lag, you may get the questions at some other time to when I say, just add an extra little frisson of excitement. So, of course, there's no right answer in this case, but I've designated one of the options to be a right answer. And I will reveal that answer now. And that answer I chose was Agent Smith from The Matrix. And oh, hello! Oh, nobody wants to hear Lag Nag do the theme tune, except one person. Yes, they do. The answers, I believe, come up in a random order. So don't memorize which order it is, and then try and click on the one which order it is. You're gonna have to do some speed reading and figure out which one it is. So let's have a look. So 4 people want Lag Nag to do a horse impression. Are you able to do a horse impression, Lag Nag? Good work. All right. 5 people want Lag Nag to do an impression of me. Oh, hello. My name's Jonathan, and I'm very smelly. That's a terrible impression. That's not what I'm like at all. And then 7 of you want Lag Nag to do Agent Smith from The Matrix. Well, you're going to try and learn that impression by the end of the show, are you? All right, good. Okay, it's gonna be good. You're expecting a nay. It should have been a nay, shouldn't it? But sadly, when Lag Nag wrote this script, Lag Nag wasn't clever enough to come up with that joke. So good. Right, and now I will show the scores, and they will presumably appear over the top of me or Lag Nag. Lag Nag, you might have to stand over here. Here we go. Right, congratulations, Stinwom, for selecting the correct answer in the fastest possible time. An excellent debut from there. Stubbs family, Robinson, Andrew, James Clark, and quite a lot of people answering very quickly, so that's good to see. Yes, you have at least one correct, but unfortunately now what I have to do is reset the scores to 0, and we'll have to pretend that didn't happen. So, but it's all right. You now have at least one correct answer. You can keep that. Most of the questions are slightly more gettable. than that test question. Oops, that's gone back to how it was. And regular viewers will know that random things happening at random time is pretty standard. So let's have a random thing happen, which is the round 1. Let's see what Lag Nag's got for us this week. Round 1 is horseshoes. Right, okay, so apparently all of these questions are going to be something to do with horseshoes. Just to try and save on your bandwidth, I'm going to make my video disappear a little bit there. And let's see if we can fish out question number 1. Izzy wizzy, let's get quizzy. So here we go. Question number 1. According to Irish myth, a horseshoe is supposed to bring what? According to Irish myth, a horseshoe is supposed to bring good what? Oops, bring what? Good luck, Gandalf, the kettle to the boil, or a bring and buy sale. Good luck, Gandalf, kettle to the boil, or a bring and buy sale. Now, of course, those of you who know how this works will know that I'm not quite ready to ask the question yet. The instructions need to come out first, don't they? So you've got a little bit of time to ponder that head scratcher before the options come up, and also entertainingly obscure the answers. So hopefully you've had time to consider that. Because here we go. Right, good. According to Irish myth, a horseshoe is supposed to bring what? All of the above, not an option, unfortunately. Although I salute you, because it'd be quite impressive to have all 4 of those things happen at one point. Well, I guess maybe if Gandalf turned up along with a bring and buy sale and a kettle going to the boil, maybe you would consider that good luck by itself. But no, the correct answer is good luck. And 15 people got the correct answer. No love for Gandalf or a kettle to the boil, but one person says that a horseshoe is supposed to bring and buy sale, which may have been a misclick, but it might also, I mean, that we can start that myth now. We can start that. Lag Nag is going to make this happen. Lag Nag's going to make bring and buy sales appear from nowhere. Right. So let's see. If I'm going to move this questions up a little bit so that hopefully a bit more. It would be equine myth. That is true. We don't know what nationality Lag Nag is. In fairness, I've never asked Lag Nag. Someone's Blue Peter presenters, which inevitably results in a bring and buy sale. Yes. This is quite the mythos we're developing here. I look forward to it becoming established. Right. Question number 2. Horseshoe bend, meander, and mouth can all be features of what? Horseshoe bend, meander, and mouth can all be features of what? Is it mountain, river, forest, or Lag Nag's digestive system? Mountain, river, forest, or Lag Nag's digestive system? And I'm now going to bring up those options. So here we go. Options again: mountain, river, forest, or Lag Nag's digestive system. The latter of those being incredibly well studied. This is. I love the idea of Blue Peter presenters appearing in mythology and selling things they made earlier. We're going to make this happen. You know, like how loads of people put Jedi down on their census. Blue Peter Farians or Blue Peter. It must be. I'm sure there's a pun in here somewhere, and I'm pretty sure my viewers are the sort of people who can figure it out. Isn't Lag Nag's digestive system your arm? No, this is a real horse. It's definitely a real horse and not my arm. Right, I'm going to reveal that answer because hopefully most of you figured out. Oh, there we go. 17 correct answers of river, and nobody went for any of the other options. Nice work. Ooh. There must be. I see if you can think of a. There's lots of pun potential here. I'm sure there's the entire cast of deities from history and all Blue Peter presenters. There must be a good pun in there somewhere. That will have to wait because now it's question 3. Question 3. In zoology, horseshoe is a variety of what creature? Question 3. Again, in zoology, horseshoe is a variety of what creature? Is it ass, beaver, crab, or zedonk? Ass, beaver, crab, or zedonk? I'm not sure. Lag Nag's giggling in the corner over here. I don't know why, because this seems to be just a list of creatures to me. I think that's totally fine. So let's see. A horseshoe ass or a horseshoe beaver or horseshoes? I don't know. I think the correct answer is horseshoe crab. That's one that exists. One person went for horseshoe ass. 16 people for horseshoe crab. Not a whole lot more to say about that, other than to bring us to the final question this round. The donkborough. It depends which one's. I think it depends which one's the male and which one's the female. So there's quite a lot of these combinations. Here we go. Question number 4. Which profession is expert in horseshoes? Is it Chandler, Cooper, Farrier, or Milliner? Chandler, Cooper, Farrier, or Milliner? Which one's an expert in horseshoes? Let's bring those options up. Lag Nag very, very scared of this particular profession. Lag Nag does not like going to see. Well, Lag Nag does like going to see some of these, but mainly because, well, first of all, Lag Nag likes. Although Lag Nag's never worn a hat on camera, but loves hats. That's made by a milliner. Lag Nag's quite partial to barrels filled with things, which is what Cooper would make. And also Lag Nag likes candles, which is what a Chandler would make. Lag Nag does not like the Farrier. It's the horseshoe expert. So 15 correct answers of Farrier, one person going for Cooper. And with that, we have the antagonist for a mythology. Yes! The evil Farrier! Michael Murphy VC was a Farrier. Oh no, my dad's turning this into genealogy, so I better just end round 1 quickly before that happens. Right, there we go. How's it getting on? I can't actually. Having said that, oh no, I've been genealogy nerd sniped now. I've just been left totally speechless by genealogy appearing in my chat comments. Do you have anything to say on genealogy, Lag Nag? No, Lag Nag doesn't know anything about genealogy. A horse begat a horse, begat a horse, begat a horse, and that's how it worked. Right. Without further ado, then, my GGG Gunkle. There is cream for that. All right. Round number 2. Oh, scores! Yes, I know how this works. Let's bring those scores up. Oh dear. Lag Nag is a GG. Lag Nag is a GG. It's true. A great, great horse. All right, so at the end of round 1. Oh, hello. Gigantobear has just pipped Klezor to the top spot. Gigantobear on 38.8. Klezor on 38.2. A lot of people on 37. Stubbs Family Robinson, Mike Conterio, Andrew Clark. Contestant 16. Contestant 16, if you want to declare who you are in the chat, it's just a problem with QuizKit. Feel free to do so. And also Little Else. Then a lot of people on 36. Aquilum 0. My dad. KN1RU. A Fitzling Plane. Contestant 18. Same thing applies. Black Sheep Girl 87 on 27. Zapiton on 26. Jarvis Ben and Stimwom on 19k. And then contestant 15 on 15, which is appropriate. Yes! Little else, I declare, little else is my mum. I learned last week. So my mum is beating my dad. Okay, quickly moving on then to round 2. Round 2 is, oh no, Lag Nag. You decided to do a whole round on your impressions, have you? Oh, right, okay, well, let's get rid of the video feed then. We'll see if we can last through some of your impressions. Okay. Oh, okay. This is. Oh, I know what I'm doing, of course. I think it seems it's only appropriate that Lag Nag's face is getting obscured by all the scores, because frankly, do these terrible impressions, then that's what you deserve. Right. Okay. Lag Nag, go ahead and do your first impression then.
Chalk flew up.
Oh, hello.
You cannot be serious. That ball was on the line. Chalk flew up.
All right, you're gonna do your impression one more time then, Lag Nag. While we actually, I'll reveal the options first. Who is this? Is it Chris Evert, John McEnroe, Pete Sampras, or Thelonius Monk? Let's do that again.
You cannot be serious. That ball was on the line. Chalk flew up.
All right. Let's there we go. Let's set that going. Chris Evert, John McEnroe, Pete Sampras, or Thelonius Monk. What I like about Lag Nag's impression is not just the person in question, but it's also the entire crowd, which is very impressive. And if you could see what Lag Nag's doing with his mouth shape, is really quite impressive.
You cannot be serious!
Right, okay. I think that's enough time, so I will reveal now the you have to press multiple times. Ah! I'm sorry about that. Like I say, I know that you're brilliant, even if Twitch is terrible and doesn't. Right, yes. Yes, Thelonious Monk was indeed a jazz pianist and did not yell out, "You cannot be serious," in the middle of sets, as far as I'm aware, but maybe did. But no, that was an impression of John McEnroe having a tantrum. So 15 people been awarded points on that question, and nobody has been subtracted points. So this is good going. Let's move on then to question number 6. So, right. Here you go, Lag Nag. Let's see your next impression. See? Hear it. You know what I mean. That's impressive. That is, again, the sounds, the vibrating is just incredible. Let's do it again. That is, okay, I'll grant you that you're one talented horse. It's, if you could see it, it's just incredible. It's Lag Nag has to sort of twist into a circle, and then there's sort of echoes coming out from the middle of the circle. It's just incredible. Right. Question 6 then is, which series of computer games uses the tune that Lag Nag just did? Is it Mario series, the Sonic series, the Tetris series, or Call of Halo Battlefield Gears? Mario, Sonic, Tetris, or Call of Halo Battlefield Gears? Let's put up those. Oh, it's a real pity you can't see this on the video, because it really is very impressive. Okay. Well, Lag Nag had a lot of fun because Lag Nag wrote that question. I could see Lag Nag giggling and thinking that was hilarious. Oh dear. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, a lot of you recognise that as being a tune from the Mario series, specifically for Mario Brothers. Reveal the answer. 15 people got that right, or at least were awarded points for it. One person went for Sonic, and nobody went for Call of Halo Battlefield Gears, which is fair enough because I'm sure that sort of nonsense would have no mass appeal. You'd never catch me coming out with some nonsense that had no mass appeal. Right, moving swiftly on then. Let's hear Lag Nag's third impression. You ready? Here we go. Oh, that's quite good. One more time. Maybe a few more times. It's quite a short impression, this one. Should I do it one more? That's really, really getting annoying now. All right, fair enough. Right, okay. Let's bung that in. The question-tron. Question, based on that impression, is... In films, what is this sound effect called? Is it the Bismarck Cry, the Friedrich Yell, the Wilhelm Scream, or James Blunt's new single? Is it the Bismarck Cry, Friedrich Yell, the Wilhelm Scream, or James Blunt's new single? Wonder if we can bring back Jarvis Ben's all of the above option. No, this is... The encoding's overloaded again, which doesn't seem to be having too much effect. Let me know if it does, obviously. Yes, so in films, there's a bit of an in-joke with the sound designers. Anytime there's people falling down a well or something, you'll often hear this sound effect added in. It is the Wilhelm Scream. So 12 people earning points for that. One person going for Bismarck Cry, one person for Friedrich Yell, and nobody thought that was James Blunt's new single, although, frankly, you could have fooled me. Yeah, we're needlessly mean to James Blunt on this show, apparently. But it's fine, because James Blunt is needlessly mean to himself. That's part of his shtick. Okay, let's see. Is it better than worse as a single? If it's better or worse than the single, I will let you judge that. Although I presume that you will have to look up his single afterwards. Right, Lag Nag, are you ready to do your final impression? Okay, here we go. Well, that's very good. Very impressive. A very, very talented horse I've got here, even though it's very annoying hearing that coming out of the bathroom at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. Could you not sing it quite so loud, Lag Nag? Because I'm a little bit worried that if you oh no. Oh no. Oh no, not my windows again. Oh no. Having just fixed them as well. Oh no. Anyway, well, while I phone up the glazer again, let me just put this question in. Which film's soundtrack is Lag Nag doing here? Is it The Bodyguard, Titanic, Notting Hill, or Jaws? Is it The Bodyguard, The Titanic, Notting Hill, or Jaws? All right. Hello. Is that the glazer? Yep, same again. Yep, regular special. Yep, sounds good. Cool. All right, see you later. Ah. Well, still going to arrive before the Ocado delivery. Let's have a look then. I don't actually get Ocado deliveries. Not even at the best of times. other supermarkets and delivery services are, of course, available. Meanwhile, I will reveal the answer to that question, which is the Bodyguard. 30 people going for that. 3 people going for Titanic, which is My Heart Will Go On. The tune they sing there. Nobody for Notting Hill, and nobody thought that was Jaws. Although it's it would be excellent if they had the shark singing there. Right, because I know what order things go in, I am going to give you now the scores. The end of round 2. And let's have a look who... Oh, it's Clare's back at the top. 76,000, closely followed by Stubbs Family Robinson on 75,000. Mike Contario also on 75,000. A Fitzling Plain on 72. Giganta Bear and Aquilum Zero on 67. Andrew Clark 66. Contestant 16 and Stimwom with an impressive debut performance 56. My dad's on 55. Black Sheep Girl on 54 with Zapiton. And Ken, what are you? Not far behind 52. And that's where I'm going to stop because that's where I roll. Okay, that's the end of round 2. Right, I had a lot of people drink. Yes, I did say it, didn't I? There's a lot of people doubting that I have windows. I promise you, I've got at least 7 windows. Well, I had at least 7 windows. Now I've got more like 4 because these ones are shattered. Oh dear. Do you want some water? Oh no, you can lead a horse to water, but. All right. Another chalk ice evening. Isn't every evening a chalk ice evening? It should be anyway. Let's crack on then with round 3. Culture? I hardly know her. This round is all things that are notably or not notably or incredibly tenuously, vaguely related to culture. So let's start with question number 9. Turn off the feed. I've still got. I should have done a question about yogurt, shouldn't I? I didn't. I couldn't think of anything that was sufficiently boring enough to ask. I mean, what? Good. Right. Okay. Question number 9. Which of these is a song by Culture Club? Reincarnation Rabbit, Karma Chameleon, Fate Pigeon, or Divination Walrus? Which is a song by Culture Club. The Reincarnation Rabbit, Karma Chameleon, Fate Pigeon, or Divination Walrus? They're going. I can help you build up some points here. And for those who know the answer instantly, it's the famous singer of Culture Club, and what's their real name? It's your extra homework there. Meanwhile, reveal this answer. Hopefully not too tricky. This one, Karma Chameleon. 17 people. No love for Divination Walrus. Which that would work. Divination Walrus. You Tuscan go. Yes, this is. I think I have to stop now thanks to an ASBO. Okay. Question number 10. And oh my word, what's that noise I hear?
Haiku alert! Haiku alert!
Oh no, it's the haiku alert. That means this question is about haikus. They went sound so well last time. Haiku question. Right, question number 10. Lag Nag's written a haiku. It starts with doe, a deer, and continues as it does in The Sound of Music until running out of syllables. What is the last word of the haiku? Question 10 again. Lag Nag's haiku starts doe, a deer, and then continues as it does in The Sound of Music. So in the lyrics of The Sound of Music, I suppose. Until running out of syllables, what's the last word of the haiku. Give you a little bit of time. Here are the options. Can you see those above the... Hilariously, my feed is so lagged that I cannot see the options. Whether they're... It might be hidden behind Divination Walrus, but never mind. The options I've given you are A, me, name, or refrigerator. A, me, name, or refrigerator. Right, that's enough time. I'm going to give you the options now to click on. Here's the last word of that haiku. Doe, a deer. Right. It's not one of Lag Nag's best haikus there, so that's not exactly a high bar from what I've seen. Still better than the books of the Old Testament from last time. Okay, let's add that to the mythology. Yes. Excellent. Right, I'll show you. This is what the haiku should have looked like. Haiku, of course, has 17 syllables, 5 in the first line, 7 in the second line, 5 in the third line. So it should have gone doe, a deer, a fee. Male deer, ray, a drop of gall. Dun son, me, a name. So the last word should have been name. And 11 people got that right. Ooh, this is splitting people, this. 3 people went for me. 1 person went for refrigerator, which maybe, again, might be a misclick, might be a protest answer. I put that in because of my favourite haiku, which goes something like, haikus are great fun, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator. So there we go. Much better than anything Lag Nag's come out with anyway. Right. Now, Gigantic Bear mentioned last week Lag Nag's chore was to put on a production of Madame Butterfly. So, Lag Nag, did you do that? Did you do your chores? All right. That's good to know. So which character did you play in Madame Butterfly? Well, why don't we ask this as a question? Oh my word! What a hilarious and inventive way to ask a question. Which of these characters is from Madame Butterfly, and therefore could have been the character that Lag Nag portrayed? Floria Tosca, Papageno, Suzuki the Maid, or Mary Poppins? Options again, which of these characters is from Madame Butterfly? Floria Tosca, Papageno, Suzuki the Maid, or Mary Poppins? Put those up. Is the cheese in the refrigerator? Oh, that's taking me back. What chores? What chore? Oh, I see. Oh, it's like chores, but it's like horse. Or chores. This is starting to sound a bit like Cthulhu, isn't it? This is a sort of the equivalent for this mythology. Chthos. Anyway, let's reveal that answer. It was, of course, Suzuki the Maid. Oh my word, that has split the room. That has 5 people went for Suzuki the Maid. 4 people went for Papageno, which is from the Magic Flute by Mozart. 2 people went for Floria Tosca, which is from the opera Tosca. And 1 person went for Mary Poppins, which you have to say with a terrible Dick Van Dyke accent. An attempt at Cockney. Lag Nag is the only impression that Lag Nag refuses to say. It's a hard G in Papageno. All right, fair enough. Papageno. There we go. I hope that makes you happier. Papageno. Is that right? Papageno. Papageno. Or whatever it is. I'll just go and ask Mozart. Oh no, I can't. I will. Like, what is this? Like Papageno. RG is like gorilla. This is, oh no, this is, we've descended into phonetic pronunciation now. This should have been the question, really, shouldn't it? How do you pronounce Right. G, not J. Papageno. That's yeah. Right. I'll like in GIF. No, hang on a minute. I see what you're doing there. You're trying to introduce more controversy. I pronounce it GIF. Oh no, this is going to cause civil war now. What have you done? Oh no. Right, so we'll quickly move on to the next question before. Good. This next question's bound not to be controversial. Question number 12. In UK politics, which of these has not been the culture secretary? Ooh. In UK politics, which of these has not been the culture secretary? But I think I have to make a clarification that the culture secretary is. Oh, this is now I look at this. This is a terrible question. Lag Nag. That the name of that office has changed quite a bit. So it has been digital culture and other things. It's also been digital Olympics culture and other stuff. But it's typically been referred to as the culture secretary, even though the real name of the post has changed over the years. Phew, I hope that's enough preamble to avoid getting angry letters, which of course I normally get. Anyway, before this question lasts 5 years, I'll give you the options. David Davis, Jeremy Hunt, Tessa Jowell, Nicky Morgan. Which of those has not been the culture secretary? David Davis, Jeremy Hunt, Tessa Jowell, or Nicky Morgan? There we go. There we go. Strictly speaking, I should have said Baroness Morgan. That is apparently a thing. Culture, media, and also for some reason sport. Well, some people think that sport is part of culture. I couldn't possibly comment. As a quizmaster, I guess I should be very excited about sport. I do put sport in though. What do you mean W1A? Was there an accidental? Oh, sorry. You were referring W1A. I've not seen it, but I've heard it's very good. Although, come to think of it, I think it was you that told me that it was very good. Some people think my face is part of culture. Yeah, covering culture. I don't know. Must be written in a David Tennant accent. I'll ask Lag Nag if Lag Nag can do a David Tennant accent. No? Still working on the Agent Smith impression I see there. Anyway, I will reveal the answer. It was David Davis who's not been culture secretary. Jeremy Hunt was, of course, the culture secretary, but that was the famous mispronunciation where he became the Hulture secretary. And Nicky Morgan has actually been culture secretary, which is perhaps slightly surprising. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe all of these people are surprising. But anyway, David Davis is the person who's not actually been the culture secretary. I'm gonna stop judging politicians and go back to judging. There we go. There we go. Excellent. Germany was the Hulture secretary. Yes, I haven't ticked the box that says that this feed contains adult content. So please feel free to mentally continue. Mentally play back the clip where that got mixed up. Right, it's the end of round 3, so let me show you those scores. And at the top of the leaderboard, my word, quite the tussle. It's the Stubbs Family Robinson on 103. Actually, you have to get pretty much most of the questions right. Get up there, it's pretty good going. Effort's been playing just behind on 99. Clezor just behind. Andrew Clark on 94. Mike Conterio on 89. Gigantobear 87. Aquilum 0 on 76. Apiton and my dad on 73. K&1 RU on 70. And that's where I'm going to stop because I am cruel like that. And that's the end of round 3. Oh, there we go. I hope you feel sufficiently cultured now. Lag Nag in particular is feeling incredibly cultured now, aren't you? Good. I'm glad you are. Right. Without further ado, then let's move on to round 4. Round round 4 is the pictures round. Those of you who've seen this before will know that Lag Nag does like to mess around with pictures from established picture sources. I don't know if I could have said that in any more of a convoluted way, but I found a way to do it. Right, let's turn off the feed and let's see if we can bring up question number 13. There we go. Right, Lag Nag's doing some more impressions here. Get rid of that. So Lag Nag's doing an excellent impression here, and I don't know. There's that site. Just in case you can't tell, Lag Nag is on the left there. I'm not going to put the. Oh, maybe I should. I haven't thought this through. Let's put the options over on the right of the screen this time. Meanwhile, you know what the question's going to be, right? The question's, what is Lag Nag doing an impression of? So be aware that it may not be the correct way up. Bang! Those are the options. Can't see. Bang! There we go. South America, Africa, Australia, or Isambard Kingdom, Brunel. Bang just means I made it appear, but it didn't appear, and now it has appeared. Anyway, what is Lag Nag doing an impression of? Is it South America, Africa, Australia, or Isambard Kingdom, Brunel? What do you mean the dirt is gone? Now, I'm putting the options up now. Bang. There we go. That was an actual bang. Bang, Silip. Oh, bang, Silip, bang. Yes, I see. Oh, yes. Well, obviously, I'm sure one of the MASH reports or one of these other things is suggesting that the Silip Bang guy is going to get a lot of business selling disinfectant, but we won't go there. We're going to continue with this is excellent impression of Lag Nag, and in particular, Lag Nag's ear is doing an impression of Somalia there. Very good impression. Oh, you got distracted trying to explain. I forgot to actually quiz. That's the my quiz is so interesting. Oh, hang on. Oh, bang. Oh, I see. Right. My quiz is so uninteresting that that bang is more interesting. Well, that's just adds an extra layer of frisson on top of the lag. So this is everybody else's chance to sneak in there. And the correct answer is, of course, Africa. 10 people, but my word, that split the room. 8 people have gone for Australia, and 1 person has gone for Isambard Kingdom, Brunel. I'm not even sure I've spelt that. I'm not even sure that Lag Nag has spelt that correctly. But yes, of course, if you tilt your head to the left, you'll see is Africa, and there's Madagascar floating off the side, which Lag Nag's not succeeded in replicating. It's not in a good Africa. That's clearly Africa. All right, well, we'll see if we can get a better Africa. It's just far away. Yeah. There needs to be more Father Ted references. And Isengard Kingdom Brunel. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard Kingdom Brunel. Excellent. Right. Let's move on. The hobbits to Isengard. Oh, right. So question 14. Now there was quite a tense standoff the other day, and those of you who saw my social media messages will know there was a marshmallow, and Lag Nag and I had a very tense standoff. So here it is. There we go. Look at that. Ooh. Who's going to bite first? Terrifying scenes there. The question is, of course, which painting was converted into this? I think that's supposed to say in that intense scene, but what it actually says is intense. So, well, I'll leave it like that because that's more entertaining. And I would help if I showed you the question, of course. Question 14. Which painting have we converted into this intense scene? Is it American Gothic, Nighthawks, Whistler's Mother, or Campbell's Soup Cans? Which painting was converted into this intense scene? Is it American Gothic, Nighthawks, Whistler's Mother, or Campbell's Soup Cans? Those. Right, hopefully you can now see some answers. That is, I guess looking at that picture, I don't think that marshmallow's been roasted properly yet. So then again, every time I tried to set fire to the hay, Lag Nag got very upset. Greetings, Smoten. This is quite the image to come in on. I can reveal exclusively that this picture is based on American Gothic. So 17 people got points for that. One person went for Whistler's Mother, that appears in the Mr. Bean film. That's the most important application of it. And one person for Campbell's Soup Cans, which would require quite a lot of alteration to get it to this state. Let me show you what it should look like without. There we go. Of course, that's what Lag Nag and that's the expression we have when there's no marshmallows around. So, all right. Let's move on then. Question number 15. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Don't say what it is. That's going to make it too easy. And I've kind of combined this with the vague answers round. So I've realised I've still got my left hand is still unoccupied for some reason, because there appears to be a mask on it. There's nothing to do with Lag Nag. Of course, I can take the mask off. Bang! Right, okay. That's another drink. Question number 15. The meaning of this flower's name suggests it's of interest to whom? The meaning of this flower's name suggests it's of interest to whom? Is it ovine chiropractors, equine dermatologists, feline dentists, or lupine portrait artists? Those options again: ovine chiropractors, equine dermatologists, feline dentists, or lupine portrait artists. Those options then. Here we go. You don't get this on University Challenge, do you? Of course, Lag Nag also scared of the equine dermatologist as well as the farrier. Presumably some sort of lesser deity, the equine dermatologist. Cool, all right. Well, looks like time's up. That is a picture of a dandelion. And dent de lion is French for tooth of the lion, or tooth of lion, I suppose. And hence, that would be of more interest to feline dentists. That's what I want for. That's what the correct answer is. Feline dentists. Gigantavert making a reference to an episode of The Chase that aired in 2010 there. One person went for ovine chiropractors, which would be looking after a sheep's back, I suppose. And one person went for lupine portrait artists, which would result in some very cool imagery. And right, I think we've got one question left in this round, and it's oh yes. This last question then, I think this is potentially this image is quite offensive, what I've got here. Right, there we go. That is, oh, there we go. If there's any Americans in the audience, please cover your eyes. I've defaced an image of an American president by adding Doge speak to it. So all I want you to do is identify who is pictured. And it will surprise you to learn that I'm giving you 4 options. Those options are Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry S. Truman, Dwight D. Eisenhower, or John F. Kennedy. Who is pictured? Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry S. Truman, Dwight D. Eisenhower, or John F. Kennedy? Kablamo. That's an upgrade from bang, that is. Wow, so atoms for peace, much doctrine, such 1950s. All right, well, that is. I didn't ever want to visit the US again. I didn't ever want to have to get a visa. But it looks like I can now reveal the answer. And the correct answer, that is a picture of Dwight D. Eisenhower, Dwight David Eisenhower, if you will. 8 people going for that. 6 people went for Harry S. Truman, 1 for John F. Kennedy, and nobody for FDR. Just to clarify, Atoms for Peace was a speech that he gave. The Eisenhower Doctrine referred to Middle Eastern foreign policy, and Eisenhower was president for much of the 1950s, although in fairness, not all of it. Truman was there for some of the 1950s. Quizzing benefits of a Twilight Struggle addiction. Ah, right. For a second there, I thought you were referring to the series of books Twilight, and I know you well enough to think that's unlikely to be your preferred source of fiction. But maybe you will surprise me. I don't know. It's the end of the round, so let's show those scores. And at the top of the leaderboard, oh hello, there's been a bit of an upset. It's now the Stubbs Family Robinson on 139. Andrew Clark, second on 124. Just behind him is Claresor on 124, having been slightly distracted by Sillet Bang. Gigantobear on 115. Zapiton 110. Mike Conterio 107. Fitzling Plain on 104. Aquilum 0 on 91. Jarvis Ben on 77. And to round out the top 10, Stinwom is on 73. And that is the end of round 4. Right. Tenths of a second in it. Yes, it is incredibly close, the fight between second and third. And just one slip up, just one Sillet Bang obsession, and Stubbs Family Robinson could be in trouble. So let's have a look at bring out that final round where it's all to play for. I know what I'm doing, obviously. Here's the music. Round 5 is general knowledge. Yes, I can do general knowledge rounds, just most of the time I choose not to. Just to explain what this round is, there's got to be knowledge in it, and it will be of a general form. Hopefully it'll become clear as we go through it what exactly that means. Now, of course, I need to do a bit of fiddling to make the question text to be. I'm sure there's better ways to do this. Right, I'm glad everyone's delighted that I put. Oh, that's intended. What is this? No, what? Dear gosh. Right. No, we know who that was. That's not any of those people. That's me and Lag Nag. Oh dear. Right. Come on. Behave. Perfect. Right. Okay. Question number 17. Splat. How many oxygen atoms make up a molecule of ozone? Sneaky moving the question. Sorry, hang on. How many oxygen atoms make up a molecule of ozone? Is it 2, 3, 4, or 94? 2, 3, 4, or 94? Roll out those options. Oh, I forgot to salute general knowledge, as Claresor indicates. Of course, you can't see on the feed, but suffice to say, I'm standing up, doing the salute. Lag Nag is kneeling appropriately, and oh, did you? Oh, I'm so sorry. A Fitzling Plain said it, but that was too subtle for my dopey brain to spot. Excellent. I hope everybody's saluting general knowledge. Otherwise, general knowledge might come around and deduct your points. That's what general knowledge does instead of making you do push-ups. Anything but somersaults, of course. Right, let's reveal that answer. It is, of course, 3. Oh, I forgot something I was going to do. I was going to play some music from the band Ozone. You know, the song that goes Numa Numa Yay, Numa Numa Yay. But I think you're all probably quite grateful I didn't do that in time. Anyway, 15 people got that correct on 3. 2 people went for 2. 1 person went for 4, and somebody went for 94. Right. If horses kneel, aren't they stuck that way forever, or until someone comes along with a trolley jack at least? Not if they don't have. There's admirals. We got this horse and admiral conversation overlaying in amusing 2 Ronnies fashion here. Wonderful. Okay. Question number 18. Splat. Question number 18. Bill Badger and Tiger Lily are friends of which cartoon bear? Bill Badger and Tiger Lily are friends of which cartoon bear? Is it Paddington, Rupert, Yogi, or the unbearable lightness of being? What do you mean this question again? Have I done this question before? Oh, man. Bill Badger and Tiger Lily are friends of which cartoon bear? Paddington, Rupert, Yogi, or the unbearable lightness of being? I asked a bear question before. Oh, I don't think. Did I ask this? I don't think I asked this exact question, have I? Maybe I have. If I have asked this question, there's no excuse for getting it wrong. Presumably, if I were to do that intentionally, that could be a bear. Ah, you see what I did there. Gigantobear. Yes, Gigantobear would know about bears. That is your specialist subject, right? Anyway, Bill Badger and Tiger Lily, they are friends of a Rupert bear. 12 people earned points on that question. Apparently published in the Daily Express. Okay. 4 people went for Yogi Bear, nobody for Paddington, and 1 person for the unbearable lightness of being, which is a Czech novel from 1984 about an adulterous surgeon, apparently. So, outstanding. I suspect somebody might be going for the largest possible negative score. I will look forward to seeing if that is the case. Anyway, not too far to go now. Only 2 questions left, and still all to play for. Question number 19. Oops. I assume you can cope with the fact that text is just slightly over the top of that picture. Question 19. In music, by what name is Steveland Judkins better known? In music, by what name is Steveland Judkins better known? Is it Stephen Sondheim, Shakin' Stevens, Stevie Wonder, or Stone Cold Steve Austin? Those options again: Stephen Sondheim, Shakin' Stevens, Stevie Wonder, or Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, we've had somebody owning up to the maximum possible negative score attempt. I would salute you, but I am already saluting general knowledge. All right. Nearly there. We're nearly there. Reveal the answers. That is, of course, Stevie Wonder. His name is Steveland Judkins. I wonder who went for Stone Cold Steve Austin. 1 person went for that. 13 people got Stevie Wonder. Nobody went for Stephen Sondheim, which is Stephen Sondheim's birth name. And Shakin' Stevens' real name is apparently Michael Barrett. There we go. Stone Cold Steve Austin's real name is Steven Anderson, and is a wrestler rather than a musician. All right. You only started your campaign of terribleness partway through. Well, the joke's on you, because I've been doing a campaign of terribleness my entire quiz. So it's all right. It's very, very kind of you to make everybody else on the leaderboard appreciate their scores so much more. Right. There's one last question. One last question. It could all change on this. Here it is. Bang. Question number 20. The term passing the buck comes from which activity? Question number 20. The term passing the buck comes from which activity? Sense of passing responsibility. If I say that it's Lag Nag's fault these questions are so bad, that's me passing the buck. The term passing the buck comes from which of these activities? Is it American football, fencing, poker, or rodeo? Is it American football, fencing, poker, or rodeo? One last chance to grab some points. If you're behind, you may as well punt it. If you're right at the bottom of the scoreboard, you might as well go for more negative points. Let's see how that went. I've had a look. I did check multiple sources on this, so I'm pretty sure this is airtight. The term punt comes from what activity? Is it? I don't know. That's another. We could have a whole series of questions like this. I can have a whole round on it, but punt is not in this question. This question contains passing the buck, and if I told you that a buck was another name for a dealer button, or a little button that marks who is the dealer, that would tell you that it is poker. There's 6 people earning points on that question. 5 people going for American football, 5 for rodeo, 1 person for fencing. I guess on rodeo that would make sense, wouldn't it? If you were let's say you had a really terrible buck and trying to pass it on to somebody else, that would make sense, wouldn't it? But it's not right. It is poker. And that's the end of round 5, and indeed the end of the quiz. Ding. That means there's only one thing left to do now, and that's to find out who. Well, there's 2 things left to do, aren't there? Second thing to do. Well, maybe there's 3 things. I am organised. I'm very, very organised. Right, there's. First thing I will say is thank you all very much for coming along and playing the quiz. Lag Nag's very, very happy that you did so. The second thing to do is for Lag Nag to do that impression of Agent Smith. Do in a sec, but that all-important question. This matters a lot, and there are no prizes in this quiz except maybe I should have a prize, shouldn't I? I should have like some toilet roll or something. That joke's stale now. It's gone. That joke is gone. Whatever. Final results. Here they are. Who is top? Oh my word! It was close though. It was very, very close. But congratulations to the Stubbs family Robinson on 165 at the top of the leaderboard. Closely behind in second place, Andrew Clark. Outstanding work there. Klezor, often seen at the top of the leaderboard, but not today, on 161. A Fitzling Plain, doing very well on 141. Zapiton on 138. Gigantabear on 133. Mike Conterio 114. Aquilum 0109, Jarvis Ben on 97, my dad on 92, contestant number 18, please feel free to declare who you are. K&1RU on 89, Stin1, excellent debut performance, 87k, Little Else on 70, Black Sheep Girl 65, Smoten, despite a late entry, still managed 12k, and at the bottom, I'm assuming that was Gay Snake Vision there on minus 73,000. Good work. So thank you all very much and enjoy your consolation chalk ice and have a wonderful week and get this Agent Smith impression going, shall we? If you cannot speak,
Haiku alert! Haiku alert!